Welcome back. You're watching France 24 live from Paris. It's time for Media Watch now with James Creedon. James, today we're talking about Christine Lagarde and what's known in France as the Tapie scandal, right?
That's right, because, well, basically she's going to be, the fact that she ordered for a case to be arbitrated outside of the court system when she was finance minister in 2007 is now under the spotlight in France. The head of the IMF could be, for that decision, it could be examined in court. Now, in France, this is known as the Tapie affair. And who is Bernard Tapie? Well, I have a song that I can show you, Priya, to give a sense of who this guy is, because he's very well known here in France. He's not just a big businessman and a former owner of Marseille Football Club. He's also a singer. Look at this really cheesy number going back to 1985. Basically, he's singing just an incredibly cheesy piece of music. So he's a very well-known guy in France. And basically, what happened was this case. He bought Adidas, and he entered into a conflict with Crédit Lyonnais, which is a bank here in France. Now, that was going on for some 18 years as a conflict. It was decided when Sarkozy came to power, because he had supported Sarkozy's campaign, that this would be dealt with outside of the courts, and that it would be dealt with in an out-of-court arbitration. He got 280 million euros out of that arbitration. It was estimated at the time that he would only get maybe 40 to 50 million in a court settlement. So it was a very favourable deal for him. Now, Rue 89 is saying really what a controversy that centred on him is now really going to centre on Christine Lagarde as the finance minister at the time, who allowed for that arbitration to take place outside of the court system, which is where it had been until she came along and until Sarkozy was elected. So many people are saying that this is the biggest controversy in France that has never really come into the public, under public scrutiny. And one journalist working for the Mediapart website has said, he has investigated into it for years. He wrote a book called Sous le tapis, like called after Bernard Tapie, but also brushed under the carpet. And he basically now is calling for Christine Lagarde to stand down. He said he was the only journalist when she was going for the IMF job who brought these questions up and who asked these pertinent questions. He said he felt extremely lonely, and now he feels vindicated that this this court that investigates into ministers' behaviour is now going ahead with this case.
And it's all out in the open.
It's all out in the open. So it's going to grow and grow as a controversy. But
gosh, we'll follow it, won't we?
Exactly. Now, another controversy.
Phone hacking. And it's not the news of the world this time. It's another newspaper
Extraordinary.
group.
It's the story that grows and grows and grows. And if we have a look at the BBC website, their Newsnight programme last night interviewed Heather Mills. Now, she is the ex-wife of Paul McCartney, the Beatle. She says that the Mirror Group hacked her phone back in 2001. Now, this is the Mirror Group. It's another group of newspapers, Trinity Mirror Group. It's not News International, which has been under such scrutiny over the last number of weeks and years. Now, she says that basically she and Paul McCartney weren't getting along so well at the time. She had gone off to India on a trip. He left her a message on his phone. A senior journalist from the Mirror Group rang up Heather Mills, quoting basically sections of this message. So she said, "You couldn't know this unless you had listened to my phone messages." He admitted, okay. According to her version of events, he admitted that he had listened to the message, so they didn't run the story at the time. Now, what's particularly controversial about this is Piers Morgan, very well-known editor of UK papers. He was the editor of the Mirror at the time. Now he is a very prominent guy at CNN. That's his website, Piers Morgan Tonight. He wrote this article in the Daily Mail dating back to 2006, in which he said that he listened to that message. He listened to a message in which Paul McCartney sang an extract of one of a Beatles song, "We Can Work It Out," into the answering machine, and that it sounded heartbreaking. And this was at the time that she and Paul McCartney were divorcing. And the headline you can see of this article he wrote was, "I'm sorry for introducing you to this monster." So this could be seen as sweet revenge, really, by Heather Mills, who is dragging Piers Morgan of the Mirror Group, formerly of the Mirror Group, into this absolutely tentacular phone hacking scandal. And you've got, just very quickly to show,
a cynic would say it's good publicity for her. And she's quite a publicity seeker, isn't she?
She is indeed. So back in the spotlight again. I've one video, Priya, I wanted to show you before we go. It's a viral video that's all over the web at the moment.
Is this the monkey?
It's the monkey video.
I've heard about
It's had something like 6 million views in the last month, and basically it shows a monkey with an AK-47. People thought it was a kind of a scientific study, and you see these soldiers sort of taunting the monkey. He gets a Kalashnikov there and starts shooting it, but actually what people didn't notice is that there's a 20th Century Fox sign in the bottom left, which is hidden by our ticker actually, and it's a publicity film for the rise of the Planet of the Apes. So very smart publicity indeed, because it got 6 million hits.
Everywhere now, isn't it? Yep. Okay, James, thanks for giving us that media update.
Thanks, Priya.
Thank you.